right now. We're joined by Chris Daly from Go Where the Money is Stable. Chris, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Doing great. Well, listen, tell us a little bit about yourself. This is obviously you're making your Post Time with Mike and Mike debut here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about Go Where the Money is Stable.
Well, I've been following horse racing, harness racing, since I was a little kid. My parents owned horses back in the 80s and 90s, and I always wanted to follow in their footsteps and own horses. But, you get this impression that it's this, unaffordable thing to do. And back in 2014, a friend of mine, Mike Agulia, got me involved in a thoroughbred syndicate river card stable. About a year after that, I contacted Claude Huckabone III, who I went to high school with. My parents had horses with his father years ago, and said, I want to get into this horse racing business. And we raced 2015, and Claude and I talked about this idea of getting a lot of people involved, and he introduced me to a couple of his owners, a couple of great guys, Dave Horton and Ken Daniels. And, we talked over the winter and said, what can we do to put together a stable where we can involve as many people as possible? And, we started in June of 2016 with Go Where the Money is Stable.
Now, right now, you guys have approximately 10 horses, maybe give or take, and you've got a lot of different partners now. How many partners are you up to now?
We're in the 14 or 15 range. We bring people on all the time. I just recently brought Mike Agulia back from the thoroughbred world into the harness world, and I think he's having a good time with it. My father and my sister involved. I'm a school teacher. We've got a bunch of teachers involved. We've got some bus drivers from the school involved. And, it's a great time.
One of the things, and listen, we've had Anthony McDonald on the show quite a few times, VIP stables, a lot of these, stables that kind of these fractional ownership type things. And, one of the biggest reasons, besides the fact that you can own a horse that makes me very excited about, the kind of the advent. I mean, they've been around for a while, but they're kind of taking more of a center stage now. But one of the things that makes me excited about stables like this is it is a very good way to get new people involved in our industry. And like you said, it's from a horse owning point of view, and it's very, very affordable. But, we talk a lot about how we can get new people involved in the industry from the gambling aspect. But you know what? From an ownership aspect, I think it's also very important because, face it, like I told Anthony a million times, if you go back 20, 30, 40 years, the clubhouses used to be full of owners and their friends and the people that they would bring to the racetrack. And I think that's just a very important avenue to try to get new people involved. Do you see it that way?
Absolutely, 100%. And that was kind of our vision. And that's what we're experiencing now, too. We have a bunch of partners, but those partners bring out their families. They bring out their friends. We've got people that come to the track to follow our horses, and they don't even own part of them. If we win a race on a given night at Vernon Downs, there might be 30, 40 people in the winner's circle. So you introduce people to something that they're unfamiliar with. I've had a lot of people tell me times that they come out to the race and like, wow, I didn't know this could be that fun. And I just kind of picture it as, imagine if you own part of that horse. And people don't care. Like when your horse is coming from behind and flying through the stretch, they don't care if they own 1% or 50%. They're screaming just as loud as everybody else. So, if those people come to the track, they do wager, they do spend money, they may stay at the hotel at the track. So I think it's something that can grow exponentially, but I think it's definitely a key to our industry and getting younger people involved, I think is huge as well.
Visiting with Chris Daly. Chris is from Go Where the Money is Stable. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself personally. How did you kind of get involved in the sport of harness racing?
Just through my parents. My parents owned horses at Vernon Downs years ago, and I've just followed it, and I've loved it. And, like I said before, I never thought I could get involved. I'm a school teacher, and, you think, oh, this is so expensive to do, and it really isn't. And with the right people, Claude Huckabone III, he's a good friend of mine. He runs a first-class barn. Him, his wife, Casey, their sons, Dylan and Seth. Dylan's getting ready to take over some driving coming up next year. And, it's just being around it.
Chris, tell us about some of the horses that Go Where the Money is Stable has currently.
We have Noble Light, Sea Harrier, Private Performance, Winky's Gale. We just added Red Hot Romeo this past summer, who's been a phenomenal addition for us. We've got an exciting 2-year-old coming 3 next year, New York Blue Blood, who will be on the New York Sire Stakes circuit. And we're always looking to add horses, but it's not something we take lightly. We want to look and see if they're going to fit our program and what we're looking to do. So,
anybody that wants to get involved with Go Where the Money Is Stable, how can they go about doing so?
They can contact us through our Facebook page. It's just Go Where the Money Is Stable on Facebook. We have a Twitter account of the same name. We also have a YouTube page that my 15-year-old son runs. Shane, he does a great job with that, posting videos of our races. He makes promotional videos. He picks out all our merchandise and our gear that we have. So there's lots of ways to contact us.
Duffy, we need that connection with the younger people. Lord knows we certainly need that. Chris?
Absolutely.